Hello MLB Showdown community, I'm your guru Colby Talathis, and this is our second part of our series on how to play MLB Showdown. Last week we talked about that first roll and picking which of the two charts we were going to use and how advantageous it can be for the offense or the pitcher and the defense, depending on how the result goes. We did not actually talk about the different results that you could potentially get from those rolls. Last week we were using C.J. Wilson as our pitcher, a 6. 1 to 15 out, and our batter was the 2011 Jason Giambi, who is an 11 with an 18, 19, and 20 as his home run. For the results, if you look at each of the two charts, you can see that there is a list of various results that each could get. The pitchers have 8 potential results. These are out pop-up as being the first result. Depending on what years you have, that might be the second result. Pop-up, by the way, refers to any out that is non-advanceable. This is not necessarily an actual pop-up. This could be, in theory, a line drive at somebody. Some out that is non-advanceable is how it was described to me from the creators of the game. Out strikeout is very straightforward. This is a strikeout. Then there is the out ground ball and out fly ball, which mean all these, in essence, mean very little to you right now, but they're all different kinds of outs. Not all outs are created equal in MLB Showdown. There are different mechanics that take place under the different types of outs. Then there are walks, singles, doubles, and home runs on the pitcher's chart. There are no triples on the pitcher's chart. That is just how this works. Most pitchers do not give up a home run, but it is possible for some pitchers will be able to give up a home run. A line dashed through any result will indicate that this is a result that is not possible on this player's chart, with the exceptions sometimes being the home runs, but we'll discuss that later on in various other segments. The batter's chart is a little bit different. If you look at your batter's chart, if you have any of them, you'll notice that the first result is an out strikeout, then followed by ground ball and fly ball. So there's only 3 different types of outs. There is no out pop-up taken there. And then this is followed by walks, singles, the single plus, which we can discuss later on, but is basically a single with a stolen base attempt. There are different interpretations to that, and there are different play styles for what the single plus means and how that comes into effect. There's then the double, the triple, and the home run. Again, offensive players, batters, are going to have better chances to do offensive things, and they also have the ability to hit that single plus and that triple, which is not possible on the pitcher's chart. The last thing I'd like to mention is when it comes to results, when it comes to that second roll, every number 1 to 20 will be on that chart, and they also increase with how helpful they should be to the offense as the number gets bigger. So low numbers, 1s and 2s, will almost always be outs in any situation, no matter who gets the advantage. And 19 and 20 will almost always be on base. Depending on who got the advantage the first time, depends on how much damage that is. But you almost always have a 10% chance of getting an out, and you almost always have a 10% chance of getting on base. It's what you're going to do with those other 80% and what kinds of outs and on bases they will end up being. So the first player rolls, the pitcher rolls the first roll, and they add it, and we pick which of the two charts we're going to use. Now the batter rolls, and you go to that little white chart on whoever's chart you're going to use, and you look up what the result is. Depending on what the result is, we'll then follow up with the outcomes of that. Obviously, outs, the guy will return to the dugout. Singles and walks, the guy goes to first, and we'll discuss the single plus later. Doubles, the guy goes to second. Triple, the man to third. And home run, the batter obviously scores on the home run as well as everybody on base. Next week, we're going to actually be talking about the different advancements for what happens with people being on base, because as of right now, we've only talked about nobody being on. So for as of right now, we have not discussed batters on base, but next week we will, now that we know how to get different results and what kind of different results we can potentially get using our second roll. So this video has been about the second roll, the different results you can get, and the value of it. Hope you guys have found this helpful. Remember to play for the card.